Okay, so we just finished removing the throttle body and the fuel injector. The next thing is the starter motor, and it says refer to electric starting system in chapter 7. It looks pretty straightforward, just a couple of bolts, but let's get to the service manual. Removing the starter motor starts on page 309 7-21 of the service manual. Air filter breather hose, we did. Starter motor lead, earth lead, so the ground disconnect. That is going to be right here. And we're going to uncouple the lead and the ground. So let's see. There's a starter motor. This is the ground. That looks like the lead. Let's go ahead and see if we can disconnect the lead. There's a cap, rubber cap over it. I want to take that back a little bit, and it looks like just a Phillips screwed head to get rid of the lead. All right, easy enough. And then that looks like a 10mm bolt to get rid of the ground. And it's a 10. Boom. Goes in there. Okay, lead and ground. Starter motor for being disconnected is good enough for now. And then there's let me label these cables real quick, just because I don't know what I'm doing. Just because it's a good idea. Like, I want to know where all these cables go to later on when I put it back together. And it's just easier if they're labeled. This is my first time. I got to keep track as best as possible. So I disconnected the leads to the starter motor. I have one cable left right here, which connects to the top of the motor, in between the starter motor and the throttle body, and it doesn't wiggle out freely, and the other side is the air shroud. So I almost feel like we have to back up to remove this air shroud and the plastic cover, just because I want to see what this cable is connected to before I start just yanking on it. So we're gonna have to back it up and remove the air shroud and the plastic cover. Here's my air shroud, a couple of Phillips. So we took off the air shroud. There's another plastic cover to get over the fan. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips. So let's see if we can get that off of there. There's a couple more down here. Those are easy. It's these metal ones, dude. They're a pain in the ass. I took a look at Dynamo's USA video, and there's still a cable attached to the motor, and the motor's out of the block. So I think I can just go ahead and disconnect these two couplers right here. And then I'll pretty much have all the cables disconnected from the engine. And then we'll worry about the air shroud in a second. Okay, so that's all the cables disconnected from the engine minus this, which is probably the AC magneto underneath. So we're back to the PDF. Page 181, removing the engine. We did page 5-1 all the way to the starter motor. 5-2 is the rear brake cable, spark plug, engine temperature sensor, air filter breather hose. We did that. 5-3 is the rear fender, rear shock assembly, engine mount nut, engine mount bolt, the engine washer, and the collar. Okay, so we're getting to the meat of it right here. So remove the parts in the order listed. Tip, place a suitable stand under the frame and engine. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my scissor lift.